Hello and welcome to Quick Talk, the video podcast produced by Soy Autónomo TV and the Faculty of Social Science, Humanities and Arts at the Universidad Autónoma de Bucaramanga. For today's episode, we are going to have a guest. You already know him. He's Leonardo Gil. Today we are going to talk about a graphic novel titled Mouse by Art Spiegelman.
Yes, this is Mouse, the graphic novel by Art Spiegelman. It was actually published in the 80s. Art Spiegelman is a very famous graphic novelist in the United States and journalist. And at some point, when he was young, Spiegelman suffered the loss of his mother. She sadly killed herself, and that is one of the things that triggered the writing of Mouse itself. So the story begins by telling us how Art Spiegelman begins talking to his father Vladek and telling him that he's planning to draw in a graphic novel the story of his survival, and the story unfolds itself gradually between the 70s and the 40s.
Which are the differences between this graphic novel and other books talking about the same story, the same times and the same conflicts that the world was living into those times?
One of the things I found by reading the Mouse is that it is, of course, easier to some extent, easier to read. Its message is it's easier to convey because it is a comic book than like a regular novel where you have to follow along a story and the characters. You know, its level of complexity goes in a different way because it's the mere composition of the images has in itself a layer of complexity that is different from that of the text, but is not as ephemeral for the mind, at least, as what happens when we are watching a film or TV. You have to stay like for a longer period of time with the story, with the drawings. So it's like in the middle between a novel and a film.
So you may say that the type of format that is Mouse built, it's like more attractive for readers. So capture efficiently more the attention to get involved with the story.
I would say so, especially for young readers.
Okay.
I would say that a teenager, for instance, would find very attractive Mouse, very approachable, very easy to
Because
to
of
read
the
along.
illustrations, because of the...
Because of all of that, yes.
All right.
And also because these kind of stories tend to require different aesthetic decisions from the authors. And for instance, in Spiegelman, it translates into a set of drawing that it's kind of realistic, but not too detailed. So, for instance, all the nationalities have a different animal. The Jews
So there are not only two species.
no, the Jews
okay.
are mice, the Germans are cats, the French are frogs,
All
the Americans are dogs. So, and you get to it's very you don't even think about it. You just this is an American, of course, this is an American soldier. It's a dog. I've seen a dog before. Oh, all of them are dogs, and you make that kind of connections pretty quickly. But also the drawings are not like very detailed. They're more like sketched. So the detail goes to the text or to the story itself, and the characters remain in the same like very straightforward traces, very black and white. There are no gray patterns.
Okay.
So
Just monochromatic.
yeah.
No grays, just shadows or darkness.
Yeah, exactly. So and that itself sets the mood. And that itself, it's like an aesthetic decision that makes easier for Spiegelman to convey the darkness of the story. Whereas something more like detail with colors or will draw the attention to another kind of things.
What will be a little message to our audience according to this graphic novel?
One doesn't really understand the hardships of war until one gets an insight of how much it affects the daily life. When that moment, when I realized that this is very difficult, because if Vladek stays hidden with his wife, they will die out of hunger. And this kind of books, this kind of fictions, help you to understand how dramatic it can be. And I think that's very important.
Thank you so much again, Leonardo, for being here with us once again today. It is a really big pleasure to share your insights about this graphic novel, Mouse, from Art Spiegelman. I'm sure that our audience is going to read this book. It's going to make so many questions about it, and also provide us as many as they can leave any comment about it. Also remember that you can subscribe and follow us into our YouTube channel. And remember that Quick Talk is produced by Soy Autónomo TV. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.